भारतीय जनता पार्टी तमिलनाडु के प्रेसिडेंट Annamalai जुड़ रहे हैं. Ladies and gentlemen, the BJP Tamil Nadu president Annamalai is joining me live and exclusive. And the reason is that Madras High Court, the Madurai bench of Madras High Court has said that CBI investigation will be ordered for justice for Lavanya. And Annamalai is the man who spearheaded this campaign for justice in Tamil Nadu. I will be translating what he says in English, in Hindi. Annamalai, thank you so much for joining the most watched show at 8 o'clock in Hindi. Annamalai, this is a huge victory because the court has clearly said that all angles will be probed, whether a forced conversion angle, whether the petition of the parents in context of a CBI probe, and it also is a slap in the face of the entire cabal which was trying to give a communal angle to the justice campaign. Annamalai.
Namaste, Pradeep ji. Firstly, I would like to congratulate you and your show for taking up real people issues and taking it across the parts of India. And I remember you vociferously took up this Justice for Lavanya case. You spoke very rigorously, very vigorously. You wanted the real justice to happen. So I bow down before you. And secondly, BJP Tamil Nadu is very happy, very, very happy. The Madurai bench of Madras High Court has transferred the case to CBI because we have lost the trust on the local police. The forced religious conversion angle, the Madurai High Court has mentioned, which CBI will probe. CBI will probe into the circumstances of Lavanya's death. We are really happy this innocent soul will get justice.
My last question to you, Annamalai. Annamalai ने ये कहा है कि वो काफी खुश है इस बात से कि सीबीआई इन्वेस्टिगेशन ऑर्डर हो चुकी है और लावण्या के न्याय की बात को आगे तक अब सीबीआई ले जाएगी. My last question to you, Annamalai. First of all, I would like to say that you spearheaded the entire campaign for justice, and the country and the people of Tamil Nadu are very grateful for that. My last question for you. What do you want to say to the entire cabal in the media and places which tried to say that the Justice for Lavanya campaign was a communal campaign which ran a hashtag called Arrest Annamalai?
I think nowadays some journalists, they believe going to Oxford, going to Stanford, studying some fancy degree and getting into this very important journalism business, sitting in very important high offices, AC rooms, they can decide what justice is. Justice is not decided by that. Justice is decided by people like Pradeep, Bhandari, people like Janta show, where you go ground deep, you represent the people's voices truly. That is what I am doing. I am a humble servant of Bharatiya Janata Party. I am a small man in the party. Party has given me a responsibility to give justice to people. That is what I am doing. I am sure after this, the so-called liberal media would question their conscience to clearly ask the question to themselves. Are they really for justice? Are they representing a political interest or setting up a political narrative? That is what I am asking through this thing. I think the court has come out with a very important judgment. It is a slap on a lot of so-called the liberal media who are trying to shoot the message.
I would like to translate what you said, Shri Annamalai. I would like to translate. I want to translate this in Hindi, and I would like to request you to stay for the next just 2 more minutes because my audience really is sending me a lot of messages that please ask Annamalai one more question. So I'll please stay on. Annamalai ये कह रहे हैं कि वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ न्याय की लड़ाई के लिए लड़ रहे थे और वो कह रहे थे कि एक राजनीतिक षड्यंत्र रचने की कोशिश की जा रही थी जो इस कैंपेन फॉर जस्टिस को कलर करने की कोशिश की गई थी और उसके खिलाफ उन्होंने आवाज उठाई. उन्होंने कहा कि जस्टिस जो होता है वो कोर्ट डिसाइड करता है. Annamalai, one more my question is that there were a lot of, if you remember, there were multiple videos which surfaced which were trying to give another angle to the entire probe, if you remember, Annamalai, which were also trying to say that people, known to you, coerced Lavanya to give a headline. All of that has fallen flat today, Annamalai. All of that conspiracy has fallen flat. What according to you, the order means for justice, Annamalai? What, according to you, does it mean?
It's a beautiful order, Pradeep ji. The whole order is a very well-reasoned and thought-out order which talks about the circumstance of the case, the nature of the case, the bungling up of the police, the efforts the local administration and the state political party, especially the DMK, the ruling party, has taken, went to extraordinary length to confuse the investigation process, questioning the victim's mother, questioning the victim, attributing characters to them. So it has questioned everything in a single order. It has completely decimated the whole false narrative they were trying to set. Pradeep ji, I'm also equally happy. In our country, they think some big person coming from a big caste, politically significant, only will get justice. She's a small girl. coming from a small village. I was in a village yesterday, a small village in Ariyalur district. Probably the first generation of our family to study. Now, this kind of people just conveniently forgot because they are not very fancy people. And all it needed is a show like Janta, show like Pradeep, Bhandari, people like you across India to talk about them, to bring them to the mainstream, which became a national trending. And anybody who talks about arrest Annamalai, Annamalai is ready to go to jail 1,000 times if justice is served for people like them. I don't mind when the whole administration is coming after you to arrest you just because you spoke the truth. I take it as a badge of honor, Pradeep. I take it as
I would like to translate what you said, and then my last question is coming. I know you are a very busy man today, but just last question. Annamalai ये कह रहे हैं दोस्तों कि अगर लावण्या के न्याय के लिए उनको 100 बार भी जाना पड़ेगा तो वो जाएंगे जेल, क्योंकि वो सिर्फ न्याय के लिए लड़ रहे हैं. उसके साथ में वो ये कहते हैं जो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि कोई बड़ी कास्ट छोटी कास्ट की बात नहीं है, ये कुछ लड़की की बात है जो एक छोटे से गांव और तमिलनाडु के अंदर आती है, जिसके पेरेंट्स सिर्फ और सिर्फ अपने बेटी के न्याय के लिए गुहार लगा रहे थे. और उसको एक कोशिश की गई थी डीएमके एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन द्वारा कि एक कंफ्यूजन क्रिएट किया जाए इन्वेस्टिगेशन में. वो कहते हैं कि ऑर्डर बहुत ब्यूटीफुल है. हिंदुस्तान की सोशल मीडिया ऐप कू पे एक लास्ट सवाल है. Annamalai, last question to you, which is coming from a user Kunal on the Indian social media app Koo, which I want to ask. You tweeted one more thing, that you will not let another Sukanya happen in Tamil Nadu, if you remember. That was also a tweet after which it really gained a lot of attention.
Pradeep, yes, in 2006, again, an innocent girl called Sukanya was, apparently they said, committed suicide, but again, the same local police. When after a hue and cry, the case got transferred, it was found to be gang rape. The accused is yet to be arrested as school gang rape in, again, a different faith and institution. And I have questioned that also, again, in the DMK period. Just like that, you cannot close a case and for defect a false narrative. Any person who has committed a mistake has to face law. That is the only thing on which BJP operates. I operate as the state president. And we are trying to dig out all the old cases also, which is hushed up, which is not brought before the book. And I firmly hope and pray people like you who are continued to be on the right side of justice will keep talking about these cases also, so that they don't go under the radar. All their deaths don't go in vain. I just hope and pray that for them also justice will get delivered.
I will just translate that with for my Hindi audience, and I would like to assure you and the people of Tamil Nadu that India News and I will always stand for justice. Annamalai ये कह रहे हैं दोस्तों कि भले वो सुकन्या की बात हो जो एक केस को अगेन गुमराह करने की कोशिश की गई थी, जो बाद में गैंगरेप आया था 2006 की केस की बात कर रही थी, किसी भी इनोसेंट लड़की के न्याय के लिए वो हमेशा से खड़े रहेंगे और लावण्या का केस उनके लिए यही है. मेरे साथ अन्नामलाई जुड़ने के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. The BJP Tamil Nadu president who spearheaded the entire campaign for justice in Tamil Nadu joined me live, ladies and gentlemen. Friends, मैं आपको ये कहना चाहता हूं कि चुनाव के मौसम में जनता का मुकदमा आपको जमीन से देश की जनता क्या चाहती है हमेशा दिखाते रहेगा. और इंडिया न्यूज हमेशा आपकी फेवरेट डेस्टिनेशन है सब चुनाव रिलेटेड खबरों के लिए, स्टोरीज के लिए. मेरे साथ इस 8 बजे के सबसे ज्यादा देखे जाने वाले शो में जुड़ने के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. मेरी और मेरी टीम की तरफ से नमस्कार.
न्यूज लड़े